If you're studying Chopin's Nocturne in G minor for grade 8 piano, then in this video you will find some hints and tips to help you get the best possible mark in your exam.
Music Online UK.
This nocturne is one of the most melodic of Chopin's hugely popular works, and as such, despite the piano marking at the beginning, the right-hand tune needs a deep cantabile which sings out above the left-hand chords. Also worthy of note is the tempo marking of Lento. In the ABRSM edition, there is a metronome mark of crotchet equals about 69 beats per minute. But this should be taken with a pinch of salt, as a stylish performance of this beautiful piece will have so much rubato that it makes a strict beat meaningless. Also, the middle section will need an increase in tempo. Chopin himself marks this section Andante sostenuto in an early manuscript. It's somewhat surprising that this was not reproduced on the ABRSM copy. In the ABRSM edition, you will notice that there is some pedalling marked. This, however, is not the only place you will need to pedal. On the contrary, most of the time pedalling should be done throughout the piece, with every change of harmony, which is usually every crotchet beat. The marked pedalling is only in cases where it is used over more than one beat, indicating that a bass note still needs to be heard under the next beat. A word on ornaments. Much of the melody is very embellished with groups of grace notes. According to Chopin's own teaching notes, these should start on the beat, that is, synchronized with the left-hand bass notes. Pay attention also to the arpeggiated chords in the middle section. In bar 44 of the ABRSM edition, this ornament is written out so that the arpeggio figure spreads out onto the grace note, not the melody note, the latter being played just after the beat. The same style needs to be used on all the following arpeggiated chords in this middle section. Staying with the middle section, pay attention to the tied notes. Very often they link two phrases together. Generally this section is sostenuto anyway, but at the ends of phrases a slight breath should be made. Indeed, some of these phrases have a comma at the end, for example between bars 44 and 45. A slight weight on the silence between the phrases. However, the tied bass note here needs to ring on through this breath. The same is true for the slur between bars 57 and 58. Again, generally the sostenuto feel of this section will require that you pedal right up to the next chord in most cases, with the exception of phrase endings. But see if you can hear the slur between the E flat in bar 57 and the A flat in bar 58, when the pedalling breaks for a slight breath between the phrases. Finally, pay particular attention to Chopin's phrase marks. Phrases are often reinforced by the dynamic shaping written on the score. For example, the end of bar 4 completes a phrase, and bar 5 is a new phrase. It would be tempting here to slur off the last note of bar 4 onto the first note of bar 5, but Chopin has written it differently and accentuated the new phrase with a subito forte. So now it's time to hear the piece as a whole. Click the video card on the left for a full performance of this beautiful piece, and for more tutorials visit my blog via the link card on the right. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.